What's going on, everybody? It's Addy R back with another Torchlight Infinite video for the season of Arcana. Today, I'm going to be showing you how I set up and the thought process that I have when I'm going through and trying to set up a canvas board for me to run. I have
What world will you paint this time?
a new board right here. We're going to be doing it in tier 8. This is going to be a newer character. She's not ready for profound yet. Uh, when you first start running your canvases, you will not have any points. As you run canvas, you will get colored snow, which is this item right here. Let me go ahead and show you that. You will get these as you do the
What
mechanic,
world will you paint this time?
and you use those initially to upgrade all of your points here. You want to take every single point on this board with the exception of this here. You do not want to take the increased chance for monster paints. You do want the increased chance for gameplay paints, because it gives you the highest chance of getting chest tiles in your pool of paints. Chest tiles are far and away the single best tiles on this board, and anytime any canvas that you run where you get a chest tile in your loot, that should be your priority over every single other paint. Every time you get a chest tile, just hard focus on it. Try to get that thing to 7 as best you can. Down here, you can block certain elements of support gems. I need to redo my blocks. That's why I've taken these off. I don't want people to just blindly copy this. You do need to go through the supports and determine which are going to have which on average is going to have the highest returns based on the current meta. I haven't done so in 5 days, so I don't want to debate you guys with bad support choices here. To access the canvas, you do have to beat this boss, the boss conquest, at certain breakpoints. To access the tier 8 that we're going to be running
This time.
this one here, you need to beat stage 530. To access profound, you need to beat stage 1360, and then deep space is 2400. So let me go ahead and pull this board up. Let's see what we get. Okay, so this is definitely one of the better boards possible. We have a lot of tiles open already. We've got different avenues to place things. We've got good diagonals. We've got a horizontal here. We've got 2 verticals. The more space, the better. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly look through my paints. I do not have a chest tile. However, I do want to take note of anything I have multiple of. So this one right here, we have multiple of. These we have multiple of. We have a ton of these. And that's going to be important because, well, I'll show you in a bit. Let's just go ahead and start this board, and I'll go ahead and just talk through it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do our initial placement. I'm not a fan of this initial placement because it is kind of cutting our board in half, but we will go ahead and do it.
This is the most important.
If I had gotten
Carefully.
if I had gotten a chest tile in my starting board, and the board was 1, wanting me to cut the board in half, and 2, it was with monster and not gameplay, I would have put down a single paint, and then I would have pushed the button to just skip that option. I would have removed the paint and skipped that option. Let's see. We have vertical monster. This tile is impossible for us to place. There is nowhere on this board for me to get 4 vertical monsters. So we're going to try to reimagine this. We can do horizontal. We can do adjacent. We can do diagonal. The only thing we cannot do is vertical. All right, we hit diagonal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place that right here. We're going to go ahead and place one right here. And we're going to place one right here. If you get a diagonal and you can leave a space in between, go ahead and do so. Because now, like if I had placed that here, I would have had 1 spot to put an adjacency for that. But now I've got 2 spots. I've got options, right? We want to leave as much space open together as possible. I don't like placing 4 in a row. If I can leave a space, I will. So there we go. We have an adjacent monster tile. We don't need to reimagine this. We are going to go ahead and take spread. Spread gives you options to like open up your board or get paints where they normally wouldn't be able to go. So this wants me to put it in, and it will open up a diagonal or an adjacent tile. Um, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and choose the option to open up a diagonal tile. I'm going to place the paint here. So we hit 1, 2, and then one of these two for our third one. And it'll open up this one because it is the nearest diagonal tile. And now we have a row that we didn't have before. We now have a vertical monster row that did not exist. Now, we could put a paint here. I still don't want to put a paint here. If I can leave this open, I'm going to. So I'm going to go ahead and place one right here.
Maybe you can try a different stroke.
All right. And now we've got a vertical monster 4. We still can't do it, but that's okay. We're going to reimagine it. We're going to change it to diagonal. And now we've got a spot to put that right there.
The colors are so beautiful.
Vertical all 4. This is an amazing tile. 4 ways are like getting 4s is kind of bad because you often don't have place to put them. Getting a 4 all is great. All right, so we have a couple options here. We could hit spread and try to maybe open up our board a little bit more. I don't want to do that though. I kind of want to greed this just a bit because if you remember this type of gameplay tile, we have a lot of these in our inventory right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit layer. This can give me extra effects on top of what I already have. What I'm searching for, what I'm really looking for, like you could get like plus all gameplay or plus this or plus that. What I'm hoping to find is plus levels to the same type of paint, which if we hit that, when we put this down, every paint that's like this that we put down further into the canvas will get extra levels. So let's see what we get. All right, we did not hit it. We got convert to random paints, and then we got increases own level by 2. Increasing its own level by 2 would put it at level 6, which is not bad. But what I'm gonna do, because this is this is a special situation here. No matter what these are, this will be fulfilled, right? Now I could risk bricking my setup here, but that's okay. What we're trying to do is we're gonna put this down and we're gonna try to turn one of these into a chest tile. We're always thinking about chest tiles, always. If we can random safely, we're gonna do it. So this is going to upgrade everything in this row by one level, and it's also going to change everything in this row. And we're really hoping to see a gameplay paint. Really, if we get a chest tile here or here, we've won. So let's see what we get.
This makes every other color pale in
Okay,
comparison.
we did not get it, but you see, we've now got everything changed, and we've got another rainbow on the board. So we've got 3 rainbows. That's a pretty strong board so far. All right, so now we have horizontal gameplay. This tile is impossible for me to place. So what are we gonna do? We're going to reimagine it. We're gonna reimagine it, and we're hoping to hit, what do we wanna hit? Man, we don't really have any good hits. Yeah, we do. We wanna hit monster. That way, because we have to, we're probably gonna press the button. But if we hit monster, we can put it here. And if this is a +2, we'll get another rainbow out of it. Let's see. Reimagine. We got change level or change contents. I'm always going to choose change contents because that just changes what's on this tile. Again, we're searching for a chest to come out of that. We did not get a chest. So this is the worst possible scenario for us. So we're going to go ahead and put it down here. This is the least offensive tile to block right now. Maybe this tile. Yeah, actually probably this tile. No, it's this tile because this right here, if you look, if we had a tile right here, 1, 2, 3, that's still open for a diagonal monster. So this is actually the best tile to get rid of right here, I think. Maybe, yeah, I think it's this one. It's a toss up. It could be either one of these. I'm gonna go here just to get a bonus out of this tile. All right, now we have a choice. We know for a fact that we're going to be pressing this button, which is going to delete one paint here because it's our first time pressing it and let us skip the rest of this. Every time you press this button, the amount of paints that you delete goes up. So it'll be one paint the first time, two paints the second time, three paints the third time. I'm going to choose not to put down a gameplay tile, and I'm just going to press the button. We're hoping it doesn't touch our rainbows. We're hoping it doesn't touch this level 6. So we will see what we get.
That stroke was
Okay.
hard for me to understand.
That's what we were looking for. We saved our rainbows, we saved our level 6, and we could continue the board. All right, this one, we can fulfill the horizontal monster right here. We're going to go ahead and just press the spread option because we don't need to change this. We're going to choose, let's see, okay, so we have a choice here. We can open a random adjacent, which would open this tile, or we could open the nearest discolored, which would open this tile. 1, 2. I think opening this tile is more important than this tile. This tile's stuck inside of a bunch of monsters. It would give us a vertical monster, but I'd like a gameplay option, and right now this is my only one. So we're gonna do this. We'll put it down there. It opens that up. We place a tile and we go on.
Colors to the snowfield.
All right, and of course, the moment I don't open this, we get vertical monster as our next tile. That is okay. We're just going to have to reimagine it. We're hoping to hit diagonal here. We've got a really clean diagonal right there. All right, we did not hit diagonal. However, we hit change it to another type and we hit reduces its progress by 3. If we reduce its progress by 3, we could just place it down anywhere that we want to and it would not affect the board at all. I'm going to change this to another type, however, because we have a 6 right here. We're going to go ahead and place it down right there. We're going to take that level 7. And then we've got 4 rainbow tiles on this board. I am pretty okay with how this board has turned out thus far. So I am simply going to fill the rest of the board in. And we're going to go ahead and just run it from there. We could continue on. We could try to press the button to nuke the board and keep going. However, we don't have very many tiles left and we don't have very many high level tiles. We've got a couple of 5s, but most of what's on our board right now is very low level. And I don't have any confidence that we would be able to get much more out of this board. However, there's a pretty high likelihood we remove 1 or 2 of our rainbow tiles and significantly make the board worse. So at this point, I would just run the board and move on. You don't want to spend a ton of time trying to make the perfect board, okay? Getting into a canvas costs like 10 or 11 fee right now. You don't need a perfect board. You can get 20 fee as a single drop in these boards, okay? So just remember that. Let me go ahead and run this one and I'll go ahead and go through a second board. And then at the end of that board, I will go over a couple of considerations if they don't come up on that board. So just some things that I think you might want to keep in mind. Alrighty, I'm back with another board, so let's go ahead and hop into this one, shall we? Ooh, this is another very nice looking board. We've got a nice large area, and if we open some of these block tiles up, this is an amazing board. Let's do a quick check. We do not have any chest tiles. Our paint selection is pretty weak. But we've got enough space that we can probably bang this out pretty nicely. All right, so first consideration, we've got this paint here. I want to leave this spot open. So that way we can do an adjacency if we need to. So we could do an adjacency right there and put the paint here. So we're going to leave this tile open. So we're going to go immediately right here. And then we're going to go ahead and we've already got 2 monster tiles here. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this be a monster vertical.
Time to bring some new colors to the snow.
All right, we hit monster diagonal. Let's see. We could spread this. I'm probably going to spread this. We're going to spread to try to open our board up a bit more and make it even better. We got adjacent or horizontal. Um, would I change the way that I place this tile to open up the board? I think I would because I'm pretty confident I can make this a 7 even without this diagonal. So what I'm going to do now, let's see. Ooh. Let's see, what's going to be the best location for this one? Um, I kind of really want to go here to open that slot up. So one, yeah, we're going to go right here. We're going to do horizontal to ensure that it opens this one. If we did adjacent, it could hit any of those three. So we're going to do that. We are going to go ahead and place a paint here. And we'll place a paint here.
What colors will this white snow become?
All right, so we got another diagonal monster. We're not going to reimagine it. We are going to spread this, however. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and spread it. All right, we got random adjacent, which we don't want. Or we've got open up 2 void cells, which is a pretty rare and awesome option. So any 2 random void cells are going to open up on the board and make it a little bit bigger for us. I like that. We're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to go ahead and place this tile right here. Are we going to place it right there? 2, 3. I kind of don't want to go here because it'll block an adjacency there, but we're kind of going to be forced to, I think. Actually, no, I'm going to go here. We'll get 1, 2, and 3. Because again, I'm still confident we'll get these to level 7. I'm going to go ahead and place this tile here.
Time to bring some new colors to the snowfield.
I placed it here because we've already got a monster tile in this horizontal zone, and we could leave this open for a potential gameplay horizontal. We got a 3rd diagonal monster tile. Okay, things are getting pretty crazy now. We're going to go ahead and spread again. Opens up a vertical tile. Ooh, that's pretty good. So we're going to take this option. We're going to place it right here. We're going to hit 1, 2, 3 and open this up.
Maybe you can try a different stroke.
And there is our vertical monster tile. We do not want to spread this. This is what I want to try to do. We've got 2 of this type of tile on my board currently. And we're also about to finish this vertical column. So we won't be able to, we'll have harder access to this column once we put this in there. We're going to take layer. We're going to look for either extra levels in this area of effect, or we're going to look for extra levels to this type of tile to get extra benefit out of this. All right, we can increase its own level by 1, or we can increase 2 random paints levels by 2. So we're going to take this option. And the best case scenario is we get 7, 7, 4, 6, 6.
The colors are so beautiful.
All right. We got close. All right. Now we have a diagonal gameplay. Do we have a location that we can safely put down a diagonal gameplay? We could put it here, which would hit 1, 2, and have a spot here. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We don't need to change it. We're just going to spread to try to open our board up more. Let's see. All right. The nearest vertical doesn't do anything. Now I have the option to open up all the blocked tiles in this zone. And I may take this because I could open up 3 locations here. The question is, do I want gameplay tiles in these locations? This blocks my horizontal. We still have a horizontal, but it does block that horizontal. It opens up a vertical for gameplay, which we don't have. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This is a little bit of a risky play, but I think it's gonna pay off for us. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna place it here to open up all 3 of these tiles. And then we're gonna go 1. Let's see. We're gonna go 1. We're gonna go. I kind of don't want to go here because we'll have a vertical block. We're gonna go here and here.
Which part will you paint next?
All right, we have a we have a 4 requirement diagonal monster. That's going to be a pretty rough one. Let's see if we can get that in there. 2, 3, 4. We can get it right there. 1, 2. Let's see, 2. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to place it right here. We don't need to reimagine it, so we're just going to layer it to try to get a bit extra additional benefits. We're going to go ahead and increase the level of a random paint in the area. So hopefully that'll get this to a 6 and then get this to a 7. That's going to be, if this goes 7, that's our best outcome here.
What a stroke of
There we go.
genius.
All right, we'll go ahead and drop our monster tile.
Maybe you can try a different stroke.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We got vertical gameplay right after blocking this location. That is okay. We have another place that we can do vertical gameplay, which is here. So what we're going to do is we are going to layer this. We're going to layer this, and if our best case scenario is we get extra levels to seasonal gameplay, because that will hit this tile, and this is a seasonal tile. If you come over here and look at the tile, it is a cube tile. So seasonals, when they get up to level 4 or 5, they turn into other tiles. So they turn into like cube tiles, Eterna tiles, things of that nature. So just make sure that even though you don't see this exact icon, that you're aware that it was one of these at some point before you leveled it up. So we're gonna layer. All right, we can do 1 level to this one or 2 levels to 2 random paints. I'm going to do 1 level to this paint. We don't have very many paints we don't have any levels on our paints anymore. This is all like level 1 paints. So I'd rather have a level 4 instead of a level 3 and a level 3, you know?
This stroke
Okay.
is the most important.
Vertical
Please
gameplay.
consider it carefully.
We do not have a place to put this. We are going to reimagine and try to either change it to a monster, which we can fulfill, or we're going to try to change its direction. Changing direction would be optimal here. All right, we're going to change direction. Are we? Yeah, we are. All right, we got horizontal. Horizontal is amazing. We can drop it right here. That'll get this one, and this one.
Maybe you can try a different stroke.
Vertical gameplay. All right, so now we're into kind of a weird situation here. We can do a couple of things. We can layer this tile and try to get additional levels because we have 4 of these, excuse me. Remember, this one was a seasonal before it upgraded into a specific season. So we could try to layer. If we hit this and get additional levels on this type, we could get potentially 2 more level 7s out of this, because you can get up to +2 to the same type. We could also try to spread this and hope that we get like on a paint or on a void tile. If we hit on a paint or on a void tile, that would be pretty good. We have not been getting anything that would let me place the paint on the tile. So because I've not been seeing those as we've been setting up this board, I'm not confident that we're going to be seeing one now. So I'm going to take the layer option and just risk it on getting a +2 levels to same type of gameplay tile. So we'll press this. Ooh, okay. So we got the gamble button. I think we're gonna press the gamble button. We're gonna try to get a chest out of this. 1, 2, 3, go. We did not get a chest out of it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press this button here. It's gonna remove one of our paints and let us continue on. We really don't want to touch anything in this column. This column is amazing.
For some reason,
Very nice, very nice.
Is always imperfect.
All right, so we got vertical gameplay. We cannot place that. We're going to try to reimagine it. We can fulfill a horizontal right here. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
This will be a stunning new
Adjacent monster. All right. So we could try to reimagine this, but I'm going to go for the greed play here. Previously, I said I didn't want to spread and try to place the paint onto a tile because we hadn't seen any of those before. But here's the problem. If I reimagine this and go vertical, I could get one rainbow, but then we're done with the board, and I want to try to continue because we've got so much potential here. So this is greedy. I think the correct option here is to reimagine and try to get vertical, or excuse me, try to get diagonal. I'm gonna take spread and risk it for the biscuit. Ooh, we got place on a void tile. So we can place it here. Adjacent, adjacent, adjacent.
This makes every other
We gambled and we won. All right. This wants to be horizontal monster. So here's the thing. This is a dwarf tile. We have a level 6 dwarf tile. This is going to be our last tile because we don't have a spread option. So the only choice that I have available to me, in my opinion, like a reimagine does nothing for me. We could do horizontal and maybe try to change it to to this. I'm just gonna layer and try to get additional levels to same type. And there we go. Additionally increases the level of all paints that have the same content. So this is gonna get a free level up off of that. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rainbow tiles. A fairly decent board if I do say so myself. Holy, and we just doubled 3. That's incredible. That's she's showing off for the video. That's what that is right there. But anyway, I hope that helped somewhat. The big thing that I really want to make sure that you're aware of is just try to keep as many options open as possible. And just keep an eye out on what you have multiple of. So like here, we had a lot of seasonal tiles. This is the seasonal tile. And once they upgrade to a certain level, they can change into they change from generic seasonal tile to specific seasonal tile. So even though they don't have the same picture anymore, this is seasonal, this is seasonal, seasonal, this is seasonal. All of those were seasonal, which is why I like to you get seasonal a lot more than you might notice. So often trying to get plus level to seasonal is a really good way to get some extra 7s that you might not have gotten. Just keep in mind that those are seasonal, even if they don't have the same picture. Hopefully that helped. Unfortunately, there's not much else I can do. It is a bit of a thought exercise to do it, and I do understand that some people don't like that. They just want to blast, and that's completely fine. But I think if this is the type of thing that you tend to like, or that you tend to just enjoy like I do, you can get through these boards rapidly and make a ton of profit while doing so. So hopefully I helped you out. If you learned anything, maybe drop a like or a sub on the video, sub on the channel. And if I taught you anything, let me know what I taught you, because I wasn't really sure what all to go over for this video. But yeah, I'm gonna go rest my voice. I've been talking a lot and I can feel it. Bye guys.